Hello! Welcome to another weekly reading vlog. It is Monday. I always feel like I need to start these vlogs by being like, hello! Just make it exceedingly grand and extravagant. I've lost my words today. Anyway, hi. How are we all doing? Hope we are having a good day whenever you are watching this. I have some goals. I put them in these because then they're not too scary. I have some goals for the week. I have not been on track with my reading for the past month or so, and it's bugging me. I have just had so much that I'm doing that whilst I am still reading every day, I'm not reading for as long, and I'm doing so many other things as well that I'm not having the same amount of time. I've also seemed to have forgotten that audiobooks exist, so I should probably start listening to audiobooks, but it's meaning that I'm falling a little bit behind on my TBR, and I'm feeling a little bit of a pressure from that, I think. And it's only a pressure that I'm putting on myself, but I would like to read some more, alleviate the self-made pressure that means absolutely nothing but is still there. And I wanted to tell you what I hope maybe to achieve. So I really wanted to have finished reading Gallant by the time I started this vlog, and I have nearly finished reading Gallant, and I will definitely have finished reading Gallant by tomorrow because I've got Patreon live sprints tonight, so I'm so close to the end. I just had a really busy weekend, lots of content things, and also on Saturday I was exhausted. I read about 40 pages despite having nothing to do all day because I was absolutely wiped out, so I didn't get much reading done. But that is my plan for tonight on Patreon reading sprints, to finish Gallant, and then I will move on to one of these two books, but I don't know which one, so each has their own appeals. So we have The Gifts That Bind Us. This is a sequel. It's a YA contemporary fantasy. I read the first one last year and I really enjoyed it, and I think this will be quite a quick, fun read, I hope. It's not like it's particularly short. Like, I'd say it's around 350 pages. 400, it's around 400 pages. So it's not like it's super short or anything, but I think it's going to be really good fun, and I really enjoy this easy writing style. So this is option number one. Option number two is Heaven by Miko Kawakami. This is a much shorter book. This is 160 or so pages. And this one I feel could be quicker in that sense because it's a shorter book. However, it's literary fiction, so I don't know if that's going to slow it down for me a little bit. Actually, do you know what I'm saying that? I think it's literary fiction. I'm willing to be wrong with that, but I just had it in my head that this is literary fiction, but I am not actually sure now. Well, we're gonna go with that because that's what I had in my head. So I think this one could be a slower writing style, but it's a shorter book, so I don't know if this would be a good one to start the week off with. But basically, by the end of this week, I would like to have finished one of these and have picked up the other. So I don't know what my best move there is. I've got another Patreon live sprint on a day, Thursday I think, so I will be doing more reading then. So I'm definitely, I mean, I'm going to be reading every day anyway, but I'm definitely committed to giving that a go and getting myself back on track with my TBR. So that's the plan for today. It's after work now and it's still really sunny, so I'm going to go do a quick food shop. I have an hour and 25 minutes before my Patreon live starts, so I need to run out, grab some food, come back, cook the food, eat the food, watch a bit of Big Bang Theory because I am obsessed. I'm on season 10. I don't want it to end. I don't know what I'm going to do when it ends. I love it. I love it so much. I even love Howard, who I started off hating. I always disliked Howard. I've never watched The Big Bang all the way through. I've always watched like the odd episode when they're on TV, and I always found Howard very creepy and he made my skin crawl. But I even like Howard now, and I'm not going to be okay when that ends, and I don't know how it ends either. I don't know how it ends, but I managed to avoid that when it happens. So yeah, I want to watch a bit of Big Bang and then have my Patreon live, and Lauren's going to be joining as well for Patreon live, so that should be good fun. Also, I've been playing Skyrim on my Switch at the moment. I'm a little bit obsessed with it, so I really want to play that too. There's so much I want to do. I'm feeling really good at the moment with all this stuff going on. Like, I am so busy and I have so many things I'm trying to balance, and there's so many things I want to do that aren't just work related but also hobby related. But it's quite a nice feeling because my brain is being constantly occupied, which for me feels like thriving, if that makes sense. I don't like the feeling of boredom, so feeling like this for me is good, and it fuels me in a kind of backwards way. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking to you guys now because that means that I've got even less time to go do a full food shop and then come back and cook, because I've got no food in this flat. No food, not even cheese. That's a sad state of affairs when you don't even have cheese. is Tuesday. It feels like Thursday, which is not a good vibe, but it is a good day because I have multiple reading updates for you. Actual reading updates. I have finished 2 books. What? 2 books, and it's Tuesday. One of them I haven't even spoken to you about at all because I hadn't even started it the last time I gave you a verbal update. So the first book is Gallant, and yes, this is the finished copy. It just arrived. Oh my gosh, this is the WATERSTONES signed edition. And it's so pretty. Books are just getting so stunning at the moment. I think this one's signed as well. Oh my god, the end pages. Oh, yeah, this one is signed too. I don't know how I'm gonna fit it on my shelf because I have another copy coming too. It's gonna be a problem. But anyway, I finished it. This came out as a 4.5 out of 5 stars for me. I really enjoyed it. It was a bit slower in places and at times I wasn't absolutely buzzing to pick it up, which is, I think, where it lost that 0.5 of a star, but the writing style was absolutely stunning. I loved the gothic themes. I really enjoyed seeing what would happen to these characters and what the kind of pivotal point of this book was going to be, and I also really enjoyed the mixed media of the drawings and the journal entries that we see involved in this book as well. So it was a really good time. It was a good time. Happy release day to Gallant. I think, is today the release date? It got changed in the UK and I don't know, but my copy arrived today. Yay. It's just so pretty, so I'm gonna try and put it down here on my shrub shelf. I don't know where it's gonna fit. Anyway, the second book I finished. The other book I read is Heaven by Mieko Kawakami. I know I mentioned this one to you yesterday as one that I wanted to read this week, so I ended up picking this up when I finished Gallant on reading sprints for my patrons last night. It's only 160 pages, so it was quite a quick read, but also quite a heavy one, I would say. This deals with bullying. It is pretty much centric around that, following 2 characters who befriend each other because they're both being bullied for different reasons. We see mainly from one of their perspectives, and we also have conversations with the bullies at some point that kind of tries to justify from the bully's perspective why they are bullying. So we kind of get an all-around look at it, and it was a very interesting novel. It was quite an emotional novel and very hard-hitting, I found. I was unfortunately somebody that was bullied at school for various different reasons, for the fact that I was confident and happy to answer questions in class and was quite clever, for the fact that I looked a certain way, and it just, yeah, it was not a pleasant experience, and it did not stop for quite a while, I would say. So I definitely sympathised and empathised with the characters in this book, and it broke my heart to read some of the scenes and the ways they were being bullied, and I just desperately wanted to yell at them to do something and to stop it, and it just was that feeling of helplessness that was conveyed so brilliantly. This also looks at the take that although these are absolutely horrible experiences, these characters are trying to see these things as the reason they're being bullied is because of their uniqueness and the fact they've got these amazing attributes about them, and that that's theirs and that's their strength, and that this can only strengthen them. And I enjoyed that conversation in the book as well. Generally lots of thought-provoking conversations, and I haven't actually rated this one yet, but I think it'll probably come out as a 4 out of 5 stars, but I need to run it through Core Pile. So that's my reading updates in terms of what I've finished so far this week. So that means today I'm going to be starting The Gifts That Bind Us. I don't know what to expect from this one other than it is a sequel. I don't know if this is going to be a duology or if there's going to be more, but I am excited. Also, Deirdre Sullivan, I've just noticed, blurbs it on the front as grim, gripping and gorgeous, and Deirdre has some great recommendations, so I'm very excited to read this one. And finally, I got some book mail. Book mail, a book came in the mail, hey! I got sent Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This was sent to me by the publishers. They contacted me earlier in the week or last week asking me if I'd like a copy. And I'd seen this book floating around and hadn't looked at it too much. And I've just noticed there's a QR code to scan on the back. That's interesting. But there was, I think they said it was a combination of Erin Morgenstern, Ready Player One. Did they say Taylor Jenkins Reid as well? Like there was some kind of a combination of different authors that meant I would enjoy this book, and they were authors I'd all really enjoyed. So I thought, yep, okay, I'm gonna give this a go, and now I'm gonna give it a go to summarise it to you guys. This is when press releases are useful. This is not a romance, but it is about love. 2 kids meet in a hospital gaming room in 1987, one visiting her sister, the other recovering from a car crash. The day and months are long. Their love for video games become a shared world of joy, escape and fierce competition. But all too soon that time is over. When the pair spot each other 8 years later in a crowded train station, they're catapulted back to that moment. The spark is immediate, and together they get to work on what they love, making games to delight, challenge and immerse players, finding an intimacy in digital worlds that eludes them in their real lives. Their collaborations make them superstars. This is the story of the perfect world Sadie and Sam build and the imperfect world they live in, and of everything that comes after success. Money, fame, duplicity, tragedy. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow takes us on a dazzling, imaginative quest as it examines the nature of identity, creativity, disability, failure, the redemption possibilities in play, and above all, our need to connect and to be loved and to love. This sounds very interesting, and I am really playing a lot of games at the moment, especially with the Twitch streaming, and this just sounds incredibly up my street, and I really want to try and get this one onto my TBR soon. I'm also really enjoying this arc design. It's very funky. I've also just realised there was a shorter summary on the inside of the cover, but hey ho. Apparently it's a brilliant story about life's most challenging puzzles. It's an exquisite love letter to life, a beautiful wrought saga of human connection and the creative process of love, and all its complicated levels, a gem of a novel. And that one is from Erin Morgenstern on the back. So that's my updates. Hey, I'm going out for dinner tonight, so I kind of have, I'm not going to say a free night because I am still doing something, but I'm not doing any content things tonight, hopefully. Providing that I get everything done in my lunch break, so I'm gonna go do that now. Hello, it is Wednesday. I am about to do a Twitch stream. I'm streaming Pokemon tonight, but I just wanted to give you a quick reading update because I think when we last spoke I was starting this. Had I started it? I don't know when I last updated you, but I have now started The Gifts That Bind Us. This is a YA contemporary fantasy, second one in a series. So far I'm enjoying it. This one is pulling off of some stuff that we were introduced to in the first book. I'm not going to go into the detail of what that is because I don't want to give any spoilers, but one of the things this one does feature is this hate group that were in the first book, and they were the kind of group that made my blood boil. They were anti-LGBT, anti-sex before marriage, and just so many things that were just, whoa, made me so mad to read about. And that's the sign of them obviously being written incredibly well, because they felt very real to me as characters and as a group, and they're back in this book and I am already mad at them. So I'm really liking this so far. I am this far through, and now I'm about to do a Twitch stream. So I'm gonna probably not do much reading tonight, but I will try and sit down after the Twitch stream. My back is really hurting me tonight, so I really want to go sit on my sofa, but I have a good back support chair, so hopefully it should be okay. But anyway, off to Twitch I go. Hello, it is Friday. Hi, I have finished work. It's raining. No, I was gonna go out and walk to the shops. Anyway, realised I haven't really spoken to you about this book, and I can't remember what I have told you, but I am there through, kind of near over the halfway mark. Was reading on Patreon sprints last night, and tonight I'm going to be doing a Twitch session, whatever that's called, streaming on Twitch, that's it. I'm going to be streaming Animal Crossing. I've decided instead tonight. I was going to do Stardew Valley, but I'll do Animal Crossing. So I won't have much time to read tonight, and tomorrow I'm in Oxford. So thoughts on this so far, really liking it. I'm enjoying how we see kind of natural elements of magic play out. I like it when fantasy magic systems are based on natural things as well. That makes me very happy with the kind of magic system it is. Also this group within this that are a kind of hate group and an anti-LGBTQA plus group, an anti-sex before marriage group, and just generally they're making my blood boil, which is a great sign of this being written really well. But oh my god, I hate this group so much. I want to have some words with them. So yeah, I'm really liking it, and I probably will aim to finish this within this reading vlog. I don't know if that's going to be too ambitious to say, but it's an easy read. It's very fast paced and it's got a very nice, easy reading style to it. So I'm liking it. And now I'm going to decide if I want to walk to the shop or drive. It's not even heavily raining and there is a sun coming through. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't want it to get worse and then be stuck in it. Hello, I am just checking in. It is Saturday and I am about to go out to Oxford for the day, meeting up with my friend Katie, who is Katie Elizabeth Reads on Instagram. And I think we're going to try and go to Daunt Books in Oxford, which I've not been to in Oxford before. I've been to the London one, but the Oxford one is about a 45-minute walk out of the town centre, so I think we're going to try and go there. We're also going to Dirty Bones for lunch, which is so good. They do chicken on a waffle with maple syrup, and it sounds like it would be really gross. Delightful. I am very excited, so I'm just quickly checking in before I head out. It's going to be a really good day and it's sunny. It was meant to be rainy, but it's sunny, so I'm very happy about that. I come bearing books. I bought books. Of course, is there a vlog where I don't buy books? Is that a thing? I don't think it's a thing. Today I went to Oxford with my friend Katie and we went to a couple of bookshops. We went to Daunt Books in Oxford, which is about a 40-minute walk away from the centre of the city and in a kind of offshot of Oxford, so I don't know what this is. Anyway, we went there. I had not been there before. I've been to Daunt Books in London, which is an incredibly impressive building, and this one was like, it was not in the same ilk obviously as the design of the London one, but it had the same way that the books were all displayed and laid out, in that they were arranged by country, which was really cool. So everything was kind of muddled together within country, so you weren't necessarily sure whether you were getting a fantasy, contemporary, non-fiction. It was all kind of popped in there together, but it was quite an interesting browsing experience. I managed to refrain from buying any books in Daunt Books, and I managed to also not buy any books in Blackwell's. And then we went to Waterstones and I saw one edition of a book and was like, damn, that is pretty. I wish to buy it. So I bought that and 2 other books. So I bought some books and I'm going to show you what they were. The one I thought, damn, this be pretty, was V.E. Schwab's Extraordinary graphic novel. This is the Waterstones signed exclusive edition. I've only seen this in red, so when I saw it in yellow, I was like, this is mine. I like yellow, if anyone wasn't aware, and this just looks amazing. It's been on my wish list for a while. I absolutely love the Villain series by V.E. Schwab, and I am very, very excited about this one. This leads on, or is part of, the Villain series. I really want to reread the Villain series, but I think this follows a completely separate character, and from what I'm aware, I think we see characters from the Villain series in this, but either way, very, very excited. I also picked up Mika Kawakami's Ms. Ice Sandwich. This is the same author as Heaven, which I finished earlier in this weekly reading vlog, and I also have Breast and Eggs by the same author too. This follows a young boy who becomes rather obsessed with somebody who works in a supermarket on the sandwich shop and calls her Ms. Ice Sandwich. This is a story of his obsession and his youth and his naivety and everything that gets in the way of just wanting to spend his days looking at this woman. I'm always intrigued to see how shorter books play out their narratives, because obviously not nearly as many pages as there could be to go through descriptions and to set up the plot and introduce the characters, so I'm intrigued. The final book I bought is Insatiable by Daisy Buchanan. This is very interesting looking, and the reviews also have me really wanting to read it. I can't fully decide whether I'm going to enjoy this or not, but I kind of wanted to get it more as an experiment to see if I was interested in it. The reviews on the front swayed me quite a bit as well. It says, as filthy as it is funny, you won't be able to put it down. Astute social observation and a heroine to root for. And the cover itself as well, I picked it up thinking it was gonna be something sexual because that cover definitely screams that for me. And from the blurb, it definitely is. I'm gonna read you the blurb because that is definitely gonna do a better job summarising it than I will. Bear in mind with this, my goal with picking this up and what intrigued me about it is, I feel like I've read a lot of smutty scenes in fiction recently and I just haven't really enjoyed them, and I want to find something that I will enjoy, but I also feel like just because a book has a sex scene in it, it doesn't need to be necessarily just default called smut. For me, smutty seems to refer to sex scenes that are very over the top and much more fantasy in some way or another, not necessarily meaning that there's like magic and fantasy beings involved, just kind of not necessarily the most realistic sex scenes, and the fact that there are so many of them in the book that it's not necessarily furthering the plot and is just there for a bit of fun. So I wanted to pick this one up because this looks like the sex scenes and everything to do with sexuality and sexual pleasure is integrated in as part of the development of the plot, so it intrigued me. I'm gonna read you the blurb. Stuck in a dead-end job, broken-hearted, broke and estranged from her best friend, Violet's life is nothing like she thought it would be. She wants more, better friends, better sex, a better job, and she wants it now. So when Lottie, who looks like the woman Violet wants to be when she grows up, offers Violet the chance to join her exciting startup, she bites. Only it soon becomes clear that Lottie and her husband Simon are not only inviting Violet into their company, but also into their lives. Seduced by their townhouse, their expensive candles, and their Friday night sex parties, Violet cannot tear herself away from Lottie, Simon, or their friends. But is this really the more Violet yearns for? Will it grant her whatever it is she is so desperately seeking? I just think this sounds quite interesting and is somebody's search for themselves and for more. And it just sounds really good. I'm saying this, and there's 2 reviews on it describing it as filth, so maybe it is gonna be more smutty, but I'm really intrigued to see how this is done. I'm really intrigued. So those are the 3 books I bought. I also have very vague reading updates on The Gifts That Bind Us because I don't think it's really changed too much since I spoke to you yesterday. I did hope to finish this within the reading vlog, but I have this much left, which is about 120 pages or so, so I'll probably finish this by the end of the week, but I am going to wrap the vlog up here. I'm still liking this. I don't really have any different views from what I said yesterday. I am really enjoying the way it's making me feel angry from what a certain group within this book are doing and the views that they have, and I think that is a really good sign of the fact that this is written in a way that makes it feel very real to me. Very aware I'm reading fiction, but at the same time feeling very angry because this is based off of things. Partially, it's a fantasy. It's inspired by things that do actually happen, and just, yeah, it's really good. I really like the characters and I'm enjoying seeing the developments that we see from them from the first book into the second book. So I'm gonna wrap this up now because I really want to go shower and put on pyjamas. Walking around Oxford all day I love it. I absolutely love walking around cities, and especially Oxford and especially Bath as well, which I haven't been to for a little bit of time. But it hurts my back, which is scoliosis fun. So I had my heated seat on the drive home. Now I want to put my pyjamas on and just chill because I am literally hobbling around my flat, which is great. I also bought some Krispy Kreme donuts, which I'm very excited about, so I might have one of them. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you've been reading this week. Subscribe to see more of my face on your feed. Below you can find a link to my Patreon where you can get lots of extra content from me. And I've also got my Twitch link down there too if you ever want to see me do any live streaming of games. Thank you so much for watching. Keep smiling and stay positive.